city carved a silhouette on the ocean after dark, over the lonely and the holy and the red blood beating hearts. Up from the dirty black water, a shadow void of form raised itself out of the river, and it climbed upon the shore. Neon on the blacktop, there's a gentle rain downtown, the shadow pooling underneath me as it follows on the ground. Kissed you when I saw you, stared deep into your eyes. I meant to say I love you, but instead I said goodbye. Shadows in the city, I'm a stranger to myself. On these streets I'm someone else. Shadows in the city, like a demon in the dark, come to tear us apart. Neon city. Intentions, there's a shadow in the dark. He comes to me infrequently and breaks your perfect heart. I don't know why I do it, apologize, but it's too late. A single tear and you leave me here, and the shadow slips away. Shadows in the city.
Hey, Hans?
Hey, do you need help with the FTP and subdomain stuff?
Yeah, definitely will need some help with that. I had a hard enough time trying to connect the domain to Wix by itself.
Maybe, I don't know, because of the rights and it's your domain and stuff. Maybe you share your screen or something.
I could give you admin on there if you want to just do it like that.
Yeah, you can do it like that.
Okay. One sec.
I mean, it's 1.5 hour or 1 hour left. But maybe...
I mean, you don't have to do it today either.
Yeah, but I have the Akita website a bit ready now.
Okay.
So
they'll definitely be happy to see
maybe
that.
there's a I don't know,
a subdomain or something. Yeah.
I try to put together some under construction for Coda Fox.
Let me see here how I can add you. Like this is the Google domains thing is like so confusing.
Yeah, I never worked with Google as a domain service, but we'll see.
It's a Google workplace. Okay, I have you set as admin now. You've logged into it and everything? Let me know if that works for you, Hans. Okay, yeah.
City carved a silhouette on the ocean after dark, over the lonely and the holy and the red blood beating hearts. Up from the dirty black water, the shadow void of form raised itself out of the river, and it climbed upon the shore. Neon on the blacktop, there's a gentle rain downtown, a shadow pooling underneath me as it follows on the ground. Kissed you when I saw you, stared deep into your eyes. I meant to say I love you, but instead I said goodbye. Shadows in the city, I'm a stranger to myself. On these streets I'm someone else. Shadows in the city, like a demon in the dark, come to tear us apart.
Let me check.
Got it? You were speaking Greek to me with the front end dev lingo.
What is that?
I said you were speaking Greek to me with the front end dev lingo. I didn't know what you meant. Like, I tried looking it up too, but
Yeah, no problem. So, where... Let's see. Yeah, via admin center, right?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have to read into it 1 second.
I gotta make a phone call quick, Hans. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I'm back.
Did you bought the domain via Google or was it another domain service?
Yeah, through Google.
Okay.
It's just
The configuration is a fucking nightmare.
it's just pointed to the Wix site right now.
Yeah, okay. That didn't found an option how to add a subdomain yet, but I'm working.
Good luck. I didn't feel like, for being Google, I didn't feel like there was that much
No,
customization.
there's 2 options,
Yeah.
and I'm reading a bit. When you go to manage domains, is there another menu like DNS or something?
Let me see.
Because like the Google help says like, yeah, you go to DNS or whatever, but I don't see it.
Well, I hope that they give you all the access that I have, you know? Yeah, I see DNS. Registration settings.
Okay, maybe.
You don't have any of that?
No, wait a second. Maybe.
Here, I'll give you the page for it.
Okay.
And it's all on the left-hand side.
No, I see just a white screen. Wait a second.
Well,
It can be that, like, there's a message in your country, Google domains not available yet, blah blah blah.
for you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait a second. Can you give me a screenshot what you see?
I can, yeah, let me open up my Discord for you. Let's go into a call so I can share with you.
Okay. Click on DNS. Hmm. 1 second. Can you scroll down a bit?
Mm-hmm. So,
Blah, blah, blah. I think,
subdomain forward.
yeah, but I don't know exactly where. Let me read
We
a
would
bit.
call it staging.
Yeah, but then there is like I think the static records is just like, okay, forward that stuff to that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think we need something different. Let me read a bit.
Okay.
Google makes it complicated than it should be.
Yeah.
I think synthetic records are resource records, but I'm still reading the fucking domain help service here.
What I don't get is so basically for when it says destination URL, would that be something that's already hosted though?
Yeah, I think like if you, for example, have like somewhere your web space,
Yeah.
another
that
hoster. and
doesn't
then
make
you
much
can,
sense
like,
when-
forward the subdomain to that. But like that's not what we want, like, right? We want
Yeah.
like to have,
We need it hosted.
yeah. We want the web space.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait a second. What about add an IPv6 address?
Yeah, but I don't really know if we should do that or.
Register public hosts on your domain by IP address so they can be found without first resolving your domain in the DNS.
Entries records.
I think this has got to be it.
Should be, but we okay, we can try, but clicking around in DNS records is like
I don't know.
yeah, I should read like 5 more minutes. And
Okay,
then
go ahead.
try out. Because I managed, like, I managed the domain for a service here. I work part-time for some doctors, and I crashed the whole system just by playing
Oh, no.
around with DNS records, you know. So
Yeah. Domain permissions. There. I think that's what I need to add you.
yeah, that could be.
Let's see. Okay, Hans, try it now.
Okay.
This page.
Thanks. 1 second. received the email, so it should work. One moment. I still got a blank, but let's see if maybe it takes a bit.
It's weird that it said that it didn't have access in your country, though.
Okay, now I needed to accept the
permission,
yeah, something like that. Okay. Yeah, I got the same menu now. It's good. Can end your screen sharing if you like.
Yeah. That seems a lot. It should be like more straightforward to set up subdomains, I would think, you know. But maybe they expect you to do that on the website.
And every hoster is like a bit more user friendly. I mean, if you call yourself a web dev or something, you should know how to set up the domains. But I'm not like a full stack, so I always have to read and stuff.
All I see is subdomain forwarding.
Yeah.
So sign into Google Domains, click the domain you want to update. In the left navigation panel, click the DNS icon.
You got that.
Scroll to the custom resource record section.
Okay.
If you want to configure a domain, this is the worst. The menu just cut off. Okay, that's all they gave me. Let me see. Wait a second. Oh, here it is. You want to configure a domain, please follow these steps. In the first field, enter @ In the drop-down menu, select A. In the TTL field, enter 1H. In the data field, enter the IP address 65.52.146.52. Click Add. In the first field, enter www. Yeah. Are you following this along, Hans?
No, not really. Sorry, mate.
Nah, I don't understand this.
Yeah.
I don't understand where this IP address comes from.
Let's see if there is any other menu.
Did you see where custom resource record section is?
Yeah, I got that, but like A records and all those stuff. I mean, where do you get that info from? just by clicking on learn how to set up resource records, or
Man, let me just send you. It'll be easier if you read it yourself.
those resource records are like if you want to allocate hardware or some other software to that
Okay.
to support your domain, like name servers. For example, you could say like, hey, my domain should route to another address and all that stuff. But I'm not quite sure if that solves it for a subdomain.
Hello, dear friends. Today,
I mean, their help is not very.
Yeah, it's in the registered hosts
Okay.
for sure.
Hindi or you name the subdomain of blog or you have make any subdomain. Means if you have the big category and you want to subdomain, you just write here, and then you have to write the Google IP address, IPv4 address. This is 216 node 239 node 32 node 21, and then you have.
Huh. Maybe it's easier than we thought. One sec.
Fucking complicated. Synthetic records.
Found this video too. This one actually seems to explain it better, but it's like a few years old.
Okay.
Hello, dear.
That guy.
Yeah. I can't take it.
Okay, let's see. Okay, the Google Workspace. Is that like the web space?
Yeah, they're all like I think if you buy a domain, you get the Google Workspace with it.
Yeah, but yeah. The thing is, like these synthetic records are for if you already have a hosted web space. And I'm not sure how to tell Google, hey, like we use the web space of our work, Google Workspace, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm reading. I'm not giving up.
It sounds like you were saying that you just added it and then like added the default Google IP that you use for the main hosted.
Okay.
Sorry,
Later.
sorry, Hans. I'm super late. I just finished like a 7-hour meeting to update our pitch deck for my
No.
startup.
No problem. I had like half an hour ago. I needed to do a PCR test, so
Oh,
I was
alright,
here
alright.
10 minutes ago. But I managed to finish the Akita site. Like I replaced the header with another one, and now we are trying to set up like a subdomain where so I can upload the stuff, but it's fucking complicated with Google.
So when does the stream start? In like 25 minutes, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how.
Do we have Relic? Are you there?
A minute ago he was. Then you
Do
entered.
we
and
do we have to do we have to say something? Like, do we just are we just there and then just introduce ourselves or whatever? Or is Relic just talking and we just?
I don't know. I didn't spoke with him about that, but
Oh, alright.
I don't know. Maybe he's not at the keyboard at the moment.
Right.
Like you entered 2 minutes ago. I last spoke with him, so let's see.
Yeah, I hope he's doing the presentation because I have no idea what
Me
he
neither.
wants. he wants to say, and then my brain is quite kind of fried.
Yeah, mine too.
Mm,
Hey, diese Verwaltung von Google ist so schlecht. Ist unglaublich. Was wolltest du sagen?
hast du die Website schon hochgestellt? Also wenn ich jetzt auf die Webseite gehe?
Ja, er hat sie zur Wix-Seite forwarded. Und
Mhm.
ich dachte halt, okay, dann legen wir halt eine Subdomain an, erstmal für Akita, ne?
Ja.
Damit ich da irgendwas hochladen kann. Aber dieses Subdomain erstellen, das ist tatsächlich ein bisschen schwierig. So,
Was ist die aktuelle Seite? Akita.
PolarFox.io.
Achso, Paula Fox.
Relic, do you also have access to the Akita site?
Which one?
Like the Akita network URL?
No, I didn't buy that domain.
So that's in the hands of the dev team.
Well, I mean, they have Akita tokens.net, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't really know if we were
Oh
gonna
yeah.
name it something different, or which I figured we were.
Now that you're back, do we have to say something? Just or are we just present and you're gonna talk?
Well, I mean, we're all gonna talk, but you mean about the announcement, or?
Yeah, like do we are we just there? And because I'm not quite sure what I would say now about the project, because you basically did a whole vision and
Yeah, you guys are just here to help answer some questions and show the community what you can do, and yeah.
all right.
So we got about 15 minutes until you guys start talking. You guys want to go over anything before?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Some minor things. Could you change the solution or the content, because I have to zoom out actually to see everything. Uh, yeah, on about and on launchpad. So if it's like just normal 100%, like I can see half of the content. So it's basically looking like this for me.
Can you do a screenshot? Because
Yeah.
for me, it's okay.
Yeah, maybe it's just my laptop. Ah, alright, yeah. It's just probably mine. So. Yeah, it's looking like this, and in the Telegram. Yeah, I mean it's not. Yeah, yeah.
I'm on a Mac, and I also have my PC here. Let's see.
Yeah, I really want to buy a new MacBook as well. So M1.
I need to replace my keyboard.
I was a runaway and you were a queen. Our tongues tied in the mezzanine. We were free. No strings on you, no strings on me. I was a cannonball and you were the sea. When I crashed into your blue dream, we were free. Time takes no prisoners, you'll see. When you're 17, the thought of a spark could start a fire. Tube top and faded jeans, how we forget how we desire. We were we had
Another
Okay.
PS1.
Yeah, the large one makes it to 780x something, so I think I can work with that. But if we have like a real path one, that would be great, but I think I can work with that.
Time takes no prisoners, you'll see. When you're 17, the thought of a spark could start a fire. Tube top and faded jeans, how we forget how we desire. We were we had we were we had we had we had
Okay, I think we need to know which IP address we got from that Google workspace, whatever, server. And then we need to put in a CNAME record for that one. Let's see.
I was busy dreaming, building us a world, daydreaming up a good life that wouldn't hurt and wouldn't spoil. The sun never set there, the water clean and pure. In the beauty there was purpose, so certain, safe and sure. I could live this life forever, but from far, far away. I thought I heard you calling.
I don't see where I can find those information.
Calculations were wrong. The pillars could not hold us, and the angels.
I mean, yeah, I was also thinking like, why not just outsource it? But there should be a way inside of Google Domains. I mean, basic stuff.
Is this your alternative account, Hans?
What?
Or who did you add? Relic. No, I mean to the Polar Fox.
Hans at PolarFox.io is mine.
Never mind. No. I meant to the Telegram group. But you left, I think, which kind of surprised me. No, who's Nick Knight? That was my question. Ah, all right.
When life gets you down, there's all the love you need underground to make a way for the dark hearts to feel the love I found. There's all the love you need underground. We dream away. We dream away.
Hey, Clem.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yep, perfectly.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. would like just before we start, I would like to find that document you sent. You sent a document with the roadmap and everything. Where did you send it again? It was on Telegram? Okay. Nice. Okay. I didn't read the light paper actually. Actually, just did another live before. I never did any live in my life, and now I do 2 on the same day. It went very well, so I'm happy. I have some good energy from it. It was really positive. People said thank you, and yeah, I had the idea
Which
of
was
bringing
which was the other
a
one?
beautiful Czech blonde girl on the live, and yeah, as soon as she smiled, everybody fell in love with her. So that was that. Yeah. Now Czech women are really beautiful. In general, they're very tall, but she's kind of an exception. And yeah, blonde, blue-eyed, really white smile. Does its thing. She also speaks fluent French, and it's a community made. Even if we speak English, but we are mainly French people, at least for now. And they loved it. I don't know. It went well. So what's the plan for this live?
I'm opening it up now. So I guess we will make the announcement first about what the major plan is, and then we'll take some questions from everybody who's in the YouTube chat. If you guys want to open up the stream, you'll be able to see. I'll post it here in Discord so you can see the live stream, so you can see the chat questions and all that.
Okay.
And let me just wait till a few more people get in here. And then I'll let Nick post the links in Telegram. And take some questions.
Yeah, we need to put the pictures for the team.
You guys want to take your pics?
Yeah, sure. But I want to take something a bit better. Like, I have some professional pictures that look really nice, but they're 6 years old.
Yeah, I have headshots, but they're older.
Yeah. Well, one of my best friends, or actually the girl who came on the live today, she's actually a photographer, so shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, they can hear us now, Hans.
Okay, so they can hear us. Great. Great. "20 people.
Wait till maybe a few more people get in before we announce it. The people will be able to watch it again if they miss anything, but we got 21. All right, that's good. We can start. All right. So, over the past month, we have been working on our community project, as you guys know. We've definitely come to some realizations about building a decentralized social network that it's definitely not going to be as easy as we thought it was. So with that being said, we kind of decided to change our outlook a little bit on approaching how we're going to take Akita and its development. So we decided that we're going to build a DEX to basically fund our future developments. So we're not giving up on the social network. We just need to put it down the road a bit further until we have more resources to develop with. And we feel that the best way to do that now is to build a DEX and get liquidity so we can start building some DeFi products and actually build out funds for development, since we really don't have anything and we can't rely on the original developers of the Akita contract. So yeah, this is what we will be doing. And the original plan was obviously to go to Polkadot. I'm sure that everybody here has seen that. We have made a change of plans to go to Avalanche instead of Polkadot, partially because Avalanche already has a cross-chain bridge. It's really easy to use, and Polkadot is a lot harder to get to right now as far as securing a chain over there. Development for Polkadot is a lot harder because you have to learn Substrate, whereas on AVAX you can just understand how to use Ethereum and everything works with AVAX that way. And also we believe in Avalanche fundamentally a bit more than we believe in Polkadot. That is for a future date to be decided on which one will be better, but from what we've seen, Avalanche is really, really, really good. So right now we'll open up. Nick, if you want to post the links for everything in the Telegram group, you guys can go ahead and jump into the new Telegram, and we'll be introducing Polar Fox, which is our new DEX that we're going to be building on Avalanche. And Akita will be bridged over there, and we will be offering Akita its own liquidity pool when the DEX opens, and you guys will be able to earn the Polar Fox token by providing liquidity with Akita. Oh yeah, one sec, Nick. I did invite you to the group, by the way. But yeah, there you go. Any of you guys want to say anything else about our reasoning for changing directions or anything like that?
I guess it's easier as well to find people who are ready to develop on Avalanche. If you are already a Solidity developer or you have experience working on it, you can just, well, you will need to learn a few things. You will learn how to interact with the Avalanche C chain, which is the chain on which you can develop smart contracts. It's much easier than having to relearn a complete new paradigm, a complete new world of thinking, which is Substrate. And I also think it's going to be easier to move from Ethereum to Avalanche than from Ethereum to Polkadot,
Definitely.
independently of that.
And we're sort of like early adopters to Avalanche too. So I think once people get onboarded and they see how fast finality is, and they see how efficient the transactions are, and how easy it is to actually bridge your ETH over there or to bridge your ERC20 tokens over there, I think people will understand a lot more. Plus, there's not really there's not really there's not like a polka starter of Avalanche yet, but there will be. You know, that's part of our plan is to build a launch pad into the decks that we can fund these up and coming projects that will be part of our ecosystem. Polka starter has been really successful on Ethereum. I think everybody has seen how good that's done. And you know, being one of the first, not that we're one of the first projects on Avalanche, but the first wave of projects on Avalanche, I think, you know, being a first mover in any market has its advantages as well.
Yeah, the whole onboarding process is a bit easier.
Yeah. All right, let's see if chat's got any questions. What do we do with our Akita tokens now? Still hold? Yes, still hold, because you'll need, if people want to get access to the Fox whitelist for the pre-sale, they're going to need Akita tokens. So anybody who's an Akita holder will have access to the whitelist. So it'll be a pretty good bump for Akita, I think, because if people want to have access to our pre-sale on Unicrypt, then they're going to have to buy Akita. So, I mean, if we can get this, you know, out on social media and get it marketed well before the IDO, Akita should see a pretty good pump. What do we do?
So yeah, there's already Pangolin is the bridge between Ethereum and Avalanche. So it's already live. It's working quite well.
And they have Avalanche and Ethereum have built a direct bridge as well. It's called the AEB, Avalanche Ethereum Bridge. Will you be able to add liquidity to mine the Polar Fox token? Oh, you will be able to add liquidity. I like the direction Akita is going in, but will there be a bridge? Yes, there already is. How many Akita for Fox pre-sale? Haven't really decided on a number yet. I think probably something small so that people can participate. Maybe like 1 million Akita or something like that. Maybe 100 million. I don't know. What is the airspeed of an unladen swallow? Somebody Google that. Just whatever the day of the pre-sale is. If you're an Akita holder, you'll be able to get in. I think we'll do probably something like small, like 1 million Akita tokens. It's not much. Yeah. So let's see if I can find what I watched. That shows the consensus model for Avalanche. It's really cool. For those that don't want to use Avalanche, will they still be able to interact solely with ETH? Up until, I mean, there will always be a portion of Akita that will be on Ethereum, because, you know, not everybody will bridge over. So yeah, there will always be the Uniswap pool that will always be there. But the thing is, we don't have access to the admin keys to do anything with Akita. So we can't burn Akita. We can't change Akita's smart contracts. We can't really do anything. So this is more of this move is more of a way to grab control of the project versus what we have now, which is the inability to do, or the ability to do barely anything.
Yeah, there is this, and there is also the risk added to a bunch of factors linked to Akita itself, like the fact that 50% of the tokens are owned by Vitalik. You don't know if one day he decides to hire somebody, and that somebody decides, okay, let's just sell all the Akita, then everybody's fucked, right? So
That and the
we need
tokenomics
to
are
get
wrecked.
out of this token, and Protofux is the way to do it. That's the most rational way we found of doing it.
Yeah, it's not that we want to abandon the Akita project. We love the idea of the social network in the Akita project, but it has to be on a governance token. And the only way that we thought about doing that in the fair way is to build a way to burn Akita tokens into the Akita governance token. And the only way to do that is to build something that can do that, or build a DEX that we could allow people to
Relic,
lock Akita.
hold on. David, do you mean that his voice is too low? Can't you hear him?
Is it too low?
I'm not
I
sure.
can
I
hear
can
you
hear, I
clearly.
can hear you very well.
Yeah, me too.
Is that any better, guys, on the stream? Am I loud enough? Oh, once you guys see how quick and how cheap the transactions are on Avalanche, you're gonna be like, wow, isn't everybody doing this? But it is a little bit of a process to get a wallet set up and to get over there, because you need to have Avalanche to be able to pay for the gas fees and stuff. But it's really, really easy. So Avalanche has 3 chains. The main chain is the X chain. This allows transfers from big exchanges to come in. And then they have a P chain, which is basically a big virtual machine that you can... It's completely decentralized, but think about, on Ethereum, basically you can only build with smart contracts. In the Avalanche P chain, you can build... you could build an operating system if you want to that's completely decentralized. The possibilities with the Avalanche P chain are going to be pretty much endless.
Yeah, there's the possibility of virtual machines as well, which is
Yeah.
unique to Avalanche. They're bringing a lot of value to the table.
And then the C chain will basically be everything that can port from Ethereum, which is ERC20 tokens, DEXs, smart contracts, and all 3 of the chains on Avalanche are completely interoperable. So we will definitely we'll do a video on how to get everybody onboarded to AVAX. But I think you guys can obviously see AVAX is like number 40 on the charts, and I think like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, when it did its big move up, it went to like $50 or something. It busted up past Tron. It was in the top 20. I think it was number 18 or something like that. In 5 years, I think Avalanche will be the platform to be on. It'll be between Avalanche and Polkadot, but I think just from what I've seen from the guys, this guy is a professor at Cornell. They I forgot what award they won for. I don't know, but people have said it's the most groundbreaking discovery in computer science in the last 25 years. The Avalanche consensus model. So these guys are really, really smart, and I feel like us just jumping on the train early, and whether it's going to be more difficult to find information for building, that doesn't matter, because there's a ton of resources out there for Ethereum, but that doesn't mean that a project is going to be more successful, jumping in with all the competition that there is on Ethereum versus us, who's going to have a harder time building the project on Avalanche because there's not as much information, but we're an early adopter. I think it's more value there. We have a more chance for success in the long run. But let's see if anybody's got any questions. But ETH isn't going away, and I'm sure it's going to get upgrades over the years. There's a lot of competition around now, BSC dot and now Avalanche. Oh yeah, ETH will definitely be upgraded, but you know, even with ETH2, they're going to the proof of stake consensus model. They still don't have anything close to what the Avalanche P chain can do. Now, if you guys want to see what the Avalanche P chain could do, I mean, think about a completely decentralized video game where every item that you pick up actually has a real AVAX value to it, or an ARC20 token value to it. So say you're playing a massively multiplayer online video game and you find a sword in some dungeon. You know, that sword could actually have a real AVAX value tied to it and be completely decentralized because it's built on the chain itself. It's pretty crazy. And this is the way that, you know, everything will be in the future. It's not just going to be limited to these financial smart contracts. It will, 5 years from now, I think these next gen networks such as AVAX, ETH2, Polkadot, Matic, very successful, because it's not going to be all about Ethereum anymore in the future. Ethereum's going to be like the big airport, you know, that everybody flies into to get onboarded into this. But from there, you know, you're going to see people traveling to all these different networks for different reasons.
You can see it this way. Bitcoin is V1, Ethereum is V2, and it was a really great V2 and it improved Bitcoin significantly, but it still has many problems. And even if you removed all the problems, there are still a lot of things that you can do just better. And we believe that Avalanche is a very good candidate for the V3. There's also a possibility that there's not going to be just one V3, maybe Polkadot and Cardano can coexist along with Avalanche, and they can all live together, be happy, beautiful, nice. But there will be a V4 at some point, and at some point we'll have to switch from Avalanche again to that V4 because it will be better. We don't know. Nobody can predict the future, but right now the best bet is to move to Avalanche because it's easier than the other platforms, and it fixes many problems that we have currently with Ethereum, most notably the gas fees, and it's a project we believe in because they have really creative and interesting ideas. This virtual machine on blockchain is just insane. Anyone who's familiar with computer science knows how difficult this must be to actually make. I'm really impressed with it personally, and I think it's a good project. It's a good idea to build on Avalanche.
Also, will raise the awareness if we get a high percentage of our community like through the Swift. So we're going to be one of the earlier projects there, which is an advantage.
It will definitely be one of the first decentralized social networks there. We just have to get the DEX built first, because you can't do anything without liquidity, and we can't do anything without a sustainable model of income. So the DEX gives us both of those things, and around the DEX we can build the other projects up. Like, the most important thing is obviously getting the Akita token made, and as soon as the DEX is up and running on Avalanche, our next thing will be to build something for you guys to get your Akita turned into the Akita, and then, you know, the community will have complete governance over that project, and be onboarded to AVAX, and, you know, we'll see where we go from there. But there's a couple other ideas that we have for the ecosystem as well, including the Launchpad idea, which will be like a Polkadot or Polka starter type startup for Avalanche projects. You know, that's going to be immediately really popular if we can get that going. NFTs down the road, like I said, the gaming stuff that you can do on Avalanche, crazy. You could do like a card game with NFTs, these auto battler games that could have NFTs built into it. But most importantly, we got to get the DEX.
About the burn, there will be a burn because this is how we actually get from Akita to G Akita, right? So the transform idea we had in the beginning, this will be still the central idea. So you basically liquidity mine your Akita, but the Akita get burnt, so you get returned ETH and G Akita in the end. So this also reduces the circulating supply, well, and total supply as well, obviously.
Yeah. So basically, what Tim is trying to say is that once we're over on AVAX, you guys will be able to provide liquidity between Fox and Akita, and by doing that, you will earn the G Akita token. But the Akita will be locked forever, basically. So that's the only solution that we have to burn right now without actually having admin keys and without building a standalone protocol that only has one function of burning Akita. But yes, there will definitely be a burn. But the big thing for you guys to understand now is that we're transitioning into a bigger project. So we're giving Akita holders the first chance before the rest of the world to get into Polar Fox and earn the Fox token. And that's the big thing. You guys will have an advantage over everybody else for just being the original community that started this. We want to make sure that you guys have that advantage, and we definitely will make sure of that. Any more questions, guys? Nick, could you post the socials into the Akita chat so people can follow along with gonna go over some of the documents. I got it, never mind. Thank you. Alright guys, so this is just a basic website that we have up just to get the information out to you. We will have to build a React app that can launch the actual DEX, so this will not be the final site. We're just using this as a placeholder for now. But yeah. So let's see. Polar Fox is a decentralized exchange on the Avalanche network. Our goal is to provide a community ecosystem centered around a DEX. We create financial instruments that interact with social instruments to benefit our community. So the original idea of Akita being a social network is not going away, and Akita network will still be the social network of the Polar Fox ecosystem. We just have to go about it in a different way because there's no possible way with our current standing that we can get funds. Cross-chain DEX. Let me see. Yeah. So hold my Akita, wait for AVAX DEX, and then we can cross over. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. A small idea of what under the DEX tab. There's a small mock-up of what our DEX will look like. It's going to look like Uniswap basically, except it's going to have cross-chain transfer directly built into it. And if you click on the left PDF, you'll see our V1 version of the light paper, which is going to explain what the Fox token is capable of, what it does, and what we'll be using for our initial liquidity pairs. And we also have a vision timeline, I guess, for about 3 years.
Vijay, the ratio of Akita strategy Akita, we originally had in mind that we would basically burn like 100 million. It was, I think, and one ETH for 1,000 G Akita. But since the mechanism will now be different once we are on the AVAX chain, we have to recalculate this ratio probably. So this will be something that will be explored in the final light paper or white paper.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to run some math numbers and test it out on the testnet to be sure that we don't break anything with this high amount of tokens that Akita has. Guys, please join the Telegram and follow along on the website if you're interested. All right, now I'm going to go over what we did for the roadmap. The roadmap is included. It's on the website in the second PDF. So, Polar Fox, built by Polar Fox Lab. That's us in the channel here. We will be adding to the team once the IDO is completed and we have funding. But our main purpose is to have the DEX. I can't stress that enough. We need this. It's like the heart and soul of any project that we want to do on AVAX. Next, we will establish a strong decentralized finance presence. So we want yield farming. We want liquidity mining. It would be awesome to have leveraged liquidity mining, leveraged yield farming, kind of like how Alpha does on ETH. The social platform, that will be Akita Network. Will be one of the first social platforms on AVAX, and then the Launchpad, which will allow us as a community to fund other startups, which is going to be really, really, really important because as a team, we're not going to have the time to build every single part of an ecosystem that we need. But if we can Launchpad projects with our DEX, then you guys are going to have first access to those projects, which are going to be tiny market cap projects that are going to explode. So that's stuff that, we're definitely all going to want to be a part of. And not only that, but we're bringing people into the community and we're onboarding new users on AVAX, which is going to help every single one of us out. And then lastly, but not least, the NFTs. There's so many different ways that we can integrate NFTs into the platform that, there's just no way to quantify what that will be in the future. There's just too many things coming out about it now as far as use cases for NFTs. Jack Dorsey just sold his very first tweet on Twitter in NFT form for, I think, somebody betted like $3 million on it or something like that. NFTs are going crazy either way. So here's our introduction. Project team, it's me, Clem, Hans, Tim, and Nick. And our official start date, I'd say, was around March 1st. But we've been ideating this project for a lot longer than that. So Project Polar Fox, now known as Polar Fox Labs, started out of necessity. The community known as Akita Inu community came together to build a project out of nothing. And we really did. There was nothing to be done when I bought into this token. It was basically just, watch it tank because there's, it's a meme coin. There's no use case for it. And I wasn't happy enough with that. So I decided to see who was in the community and who wanted to help do something different. So this is all from that, guys. The decision of integrating Akita into a decentralized social network was adopted by the community. As the community developers began to understand the complexities of building a social network and working on Ethereum, a new idea was born, and this idea is known as Polar Fox. So
perhaps you could share the screen. It would be easier maybe for the people to follow along.
I think they can see it, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So if you guys are watching the stream, you should be able to see it. Okay. Next part. Project details. Creative project is a moving target. You never end up where you start. And I don't think that could be any more true. If you expect to start something, and especially in a space like blockchain where there's no clear, you can take courses, you can watch videos, but there's no clear direction in this space of how to move. Really, it's all you're feeling around in the dark, because it's so new, and that's an awesome thing, and it's a double-edged sword. It's difficult as well, but you just have to keep innovating throughout the process, and we'll figure it out. Client name Polar Fox. Project resourcing. We will be doing an IDO startup on Unicrypt. The technologies that we'll use: TypeScript, React, Solidity, Node.js. I'm sure there's a lot more than that. The project customer, the community. You guys are our customer. We're doing this for you as well as ourselves. It's not just we're building this project up just for us to get rich. It's not that. It's all of the funding basically is going to go towards the development. We will pay ourselves, sure, but we're not going to get rich off this until the project is very, very successful. We won't get rich until you guys get rich, put it that way. Project duration I put for 70 weeks. I think that's optimistic. Let's say that. And I think this $250,000 project total cost is optimistic as well. But we'll see. A lot of people seem to think that an IDO for AVAX will do just as well as IDOs that are planning on going to Polkadot. So I hope so. So the solution to our problems, what does everybody complain about in chat? It's, how do I lower this gas fee? Why is gas fee so expensive? When is Binance Smart Chain? When Polkadot? When Moon? It's like, well, all right, so let's get rid of the number one problem is, we can't get small investors right now because people are paying, at peak times $50 a transaction, and they only want to put in $50. It's like, you want to be involved in the project, but you don't want to pay $50 for gas. I get it. So how does Polar Fox solve that? Well, Polar Fox is being built on Avalanche. Avalanche Network uses a groundbreaking consensus model that finalizes transactions with near instant finality. It's also very cheap. Transactions will cost pennies. Polar Fox is creating a DEX first, which solves the main issue for building DeFi products, which is sufficient liquidity. The DEX will serve as the community's main source of generating funds. Gone over it. The DEX is going to be very, very important, and I hope that everyone in the community will be willing to at least try to come over to Avalanche and see how easy it is to use and see how cheap it's cheap and fast it is. And I think we'll have no issues transferring over there. Every problem has in it the seeds of its own solution. I like that quote, because we did have a problem with funding. We did have a problem with gas fees, but there is a solution there. So we found it and we're taking it.
When talking about how to switch to Avalanche and how it might actually be a step and people don't want to change, because I'm reading this in the comments.
What's that?
It's very easy. You don't need to install anything. You just need to tweak your MetaMask a bit to add a new network on the MetaMask. It's really as simple as that. So we will make in time a nice tutorial that will show you how to do it step by step. It's very, very easy. You can do it in literally 3 minutes. So don't worry about that. If it was on Polkadot or something, I don't know if MetaMask is supported. I have no idea. I didn't study Polkadot. But for what I know is for Avalanche, it's just a new network. Configuring a new network in MetaMask takes 3 minutes.
Oh, it's very easy. We'll do a live. Well, I'll do it live with you guys. It'll take us 3 minutes to set up your main AVAX wallet, and it'll take us another 3 minutes to connect you to the C chain. So it's really easy. I understand nobody likes change, but we have no choice. We can't stay on Ethereum right now, and not only that, like we could sit around and wait for Ethereum too, but we could miss this whole bull run. And then AVAX could be $100 by the time we go over there. Wouldn't you want to be there while AVAX is $27 or $26, and it'd be like getting in on ETH at $25. It's a no-brainer. But it's very easy to get it over there too. Like once you guys see how easy it is to actually chain over, you'll be like, wow, why haven't I been using this? The problem is there's not as many pairs, so you won't find all of the meme coins and stuff like that you'll find on Ethereum, or just the random low cap coins that you'll find in Uniswap. But that's why we're adding different pairs to our DEX with the liquidity. So we won't be using the same pairs that will be on the other exchanges. So there will be actually a reason for people to come and use our exchange. There just won't be the same pairs on the other exchanges. SnowSwap did the same thing. They created a bridge to their BSC contract. I think if it looks something like that, then there's a good chance it'll blow everyone away. Let's see. Does this mean that we will be able to buy and not pay as much? Yes. So when there's liquidity for Akita on Avalanche, which is what will be the community's job to go to the DEX that we're building and provide liquidity for Akita on Avalanche, you will go from paying upwards of $50 at peak to paying 10 cents at peak. And I would recommend all of you guys to, if you can, get on Binance and get a little bit of Avalanche while it's cheap right now. I would recommend doing that. Not financial advice, just you'll want some. All right, next part, we're on team structure. I'm Relic, project lead. Opportunities don't happen, you create them. That's the truest thing in life. Like if you want to do something, if you want to create something, you have to make an effort to go out and do it. And that's what I've been trying to do this whole time. And as the project lead, my job is to organize, inform, and innovate. I'll do my best to organize the inner workings of the project to be fundamentally sound. Build and innovate with the latest industry standards, and maintain relationships in the industry to keep the community informed on the workings of the project. And now I'll let the rest of the team introduce themselves. Clem, go ahead. All right, Tim, go ahead.
I'm
Hey,
sorry, I was
hey,
muted.
no, go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Clem.
Who starts? I start? Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so I've been a software developer for 6 years, a bit more. I did a bit of everything. I did I've been doing up till now was functional development. It's quite a complicated type of development. It's not very popular, but it pays well, and I like it a lot. Before that, I did some Salesforce development, which is completely different. I did some various object-oriented development, and I basically touched a bit of everything. And I started really into this development, these crypto things a few months ago. I learned Solidity and I learned Avalanche development, and I'm currently doing most of the development by myself. The hope I have is that Tim will be able to join me on this, and that maybe we will be able to get from the community other developers that would focus on this. Right now, I'm able to put around 20 to 25 hours of work in the project every week. I think it's nice and it's making us go forward, and it will eventually get us there. But if there is any one of you, or if you know anyone who is interested into developing in the crypto world, I would be very, very happy to teach them and have them work next to me on this project. We have a lot to do, and it's not like that I can't do everything. It's just that if there are other people, we will do the same thing, we'll have the same result, but it will be faster. If you want speed, if you're impatient, that's the way. It's just the coding needs to be done. So I'm really looking forward to working on this project, and I hope that, I really hope it will work and that you will be satisfied with it. If you have any questions regarding the technical aspect, you can always send me a message Telegram.
Yeah, and Clem's right. We will be trying to add more help to the team, but we're a very small team right now, and I think nobody really has a grasp of what development takes. So that's why people are impatient. But I think that if you guys did do a little research and understand how long good development takes, you'll be a little bit more understanding. All right, Tim, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. So, guys, um, I'm the psychologist and nowadays mainly data scientist and a business developer. But I am also learning Solidity right now and try to uh, be, well, professional enough to at least help out Clem running tests in the back end. And I hope that I will be as professional enough to develop various projects in the future. I am quite closely connected with other projects where I help out in business development. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to go this journey with you.
And
Yeah,
it will be
that's
a
basically
journey.
it.
It will be a journey, and we're all going to be going on it together. Um, I always preach the importance of the community to these guys because I understand how important the community is, and we need your support on this. You know, I understand the change is difficult. We had the plan set to go to Polkadot. You know, we had other plans in the works, but we have to do this the right way. So I really hope that you guys will be there for us and support us, and continue to help us get the good word out. All right, Hans, you ready?
Yeah, I'm Hans. I've been an entrepreneur for the last 7 years, 8 years. Built up 2 companies, and one of them was into web design. So I'm kind of responsible for the front end and do some copywriting, thinking conceptually. So that's going to be my part. And yeah, what to say? That's it, I think.
All right. Well, that's our small team, guys. We will be adding to it, like I said. We just need to secure the funding. Hopefully, the original owners of Akita stick to their word and give us our funds when they unlock. But we're preparing as if that's not going to happen. Not going to lie to you. So we'll see what happens with that. I hope we do get it because that would allow us to maybe bring on another person. We really need a graphic designer. If there's anybody in the community that can do good graphic design work, we will bring you on board, and we will promise to shower you in lavish Fox tokens if you can do our graphic design work. All right, project team organization. I'm looking over pretty much everybody, and Nick will be doing some of the marketing, as well as we all will be doing a little bit of the marketing, but I want him to focus more on the community side of the marketing, so he will be, if there's any community events that are happening for marketing, Nick will be the one to organize that, such as getting you guys to go to directed. We need to be like a school of fish, you know, like very, very coordinated. If we're going to put up a Twitter post, we all need to be able to be directed at that and go and like, share, retweet, whatever we got to do. So Nick will be focused on that portion of it. Clem is going to be focused on the back end portion of it, so getting all of the code ready to be connected to the front end portion, which will be Hans and Tim, although they will be just doing that kind of stuff until I can put them into a more administrative role when we can get more members on board. Our strengths, number one, 100% dedicated community. If we have this, then we cannot fail. I don't really know how to stress that anymore, but if we have your support, we're not going to fail, guys. We just really need the community support. We need it for morale reasons. We need it for funding reasons. We need it for manpower reasons of just getting out on Twitter and shilling, because it's very, very powerful. You guys see look what Reddit did. They changed. They they spiked up GameStop and they spiked up dead stocks from just being a community. Like we are probably a $5 million community right now. We're just not realizing our full potential. But I'm going to really, really try to pull that together over the next few months. Our IDO will fund the project after a strong marketing campaign with the help of the community. I think that we could probably raise 250 ETH with this. I hope that we can. That would give us enough funds to develop for the year.
Yeah, it will get better and better as time passes because you will be able to see that we're actually doing stuff. Because right now we're mostly talking. We showed you, we did a lot of thinking on the past months, and I did a lot of studying. And now in the coming months, you're going to start seeing actual stuff, actual real things that we made. And as time goes on, it will pick up speed because there will be more and more developers, more and more funding. The ultimate goal is to be self-funded, right? If we don't get funding, then we'll use Polofox to fund the whole idea. And with time, it will get better and better, faster and faster, bigger and bigger, and that's the hope. That's the hope. We have to push. Right now, and then it will roll quickly.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of talking so far, and that's what it has to be at the beginning. There's just no way. There's no way that we can just jump straight into development without having a plan. That would just be idiotic. So we're not going to throw out any dates. There's timelines in this roadmap, so you can see, but we're not going to put any specific dates out there because we just don't know. You can run into a lot of issues just cloning a DEX on a different network. It's more difficult than that. But we will be transparent in the documentation. We'll show you guys everything we have. We're going to hold our product to the industry standard. We really want to have top of the line user interface, user experience, because I think that's the one thing that lacks in the crypto space right now. A lot of it is just hard to navigate. So want to do a good job at that. High readiness. Once our funding is established, we know what to do and how to do it. It's a minimum risk. DEXs are very popular. People will always find a use for a good decentralized exchange, and especially an exchange on a next-gen network like Avalanche. Here's a small timeline that we have. So our first goal is to get the DEX built. We give ourselves a 3-4 month time frame on that, but if it goes along quickly, we'll be able to launch the IDO hopefully by May, I would say. That'd be awesome if we could get that done by May. And I put the ramp for Akita to G Akita on AVAX a little further out, but if everything goes well, that could be sooner. And we'll spend the rest of the year developing our DeFi products once the DEX is established and Akita is transferred over. And this is a similar graph, just outlining the tasks that we have to complete. And these were like, phase 1 was the ideation phase, risk definitions. Phase 2 is the organization process, team definition, time management. Polar Fox kickoff March 2021. That's where we're at now. So hopefully by June we'll have the Akita conversion fully completed. July, liquidity mining for the launch pad. So we will be taking a very small. You know how Uniswap takes 0.3% of your trades. We will be taking 0.3% as well, but it will only be 0.295%. Because we'll be taking a small percentage of that to fund the launch pad to get other projects up and running in the ecosystem. And then hopefully by August we'll have NFT integration. And you guys can go through this whole roadmap. You can follow along with me. It's right on polarfox.io in the docs section. Our marketing approach: increase product awareness, connect with potential consumers, developing a trust relationship with consumers through social media. That's the really important part, is getting people to see our brand on social media and see that we have an actual product. Market share: this is our competition, our direct competition on Avalanche right now would be Pangolin Exchange. They have about 65% of the liquidity. Zero Exchange has about 26%. Yeti has about 8%. And if all 3,000 of our members went over and we brought Akita's liquidity over, we would actually have a lot more than 1%, but I'm not expecting that that's going to happen. I'm expecting that, we'll probably get 10% of the community or so, but I hope it goes better than that. I'm just being a little bit cautious about that, so.
It's a start, and from your perspective, it's a bet as well. If you actually see the decks and you actually see that we're serious, there's a lot you can think that basically we might go to the moon because the project might actually start, and if you go in first, you're going to make a lot of money. There is also the possibility that it crashes and it just doesn't work and it fails. That can happen.
That's the risk-reward ratio, right?
And that's the risk-reward. But the thing is, if you just hold Akita and don't do anything with it right now, well, I don't see a bright future for you. Luckily, we're going to try and help them. And who knows, maybe you'll be able, like the beautiful vision of it, the best case scenario is you being able to say in 1 year to one of your friends, I made, I don't know, 50x on this, and I knew of it because I invested in some meme coin.
Right. I invested in some meme coin and I got screwed, but for some reason the project developed into something crazy and now I made a 50x. And that's the thing, is you're jumping on a project from the ground level, and you wonder how all these people got into these projects at, less than a penny, right? And now they're, $1 or $2. Well, this is how they do it. They believe in something, they believe in a team, and they get in early. This is what it is. This is your opportunity. If you think Akita itself has a better opportunity than Polar Fox, then keep your Akita tokens. But if you believe that, that we can do something and make this something, then jump in. All right, where are we? Market trends. Decentralized finance is in a massive bull run and only serves to help even more during bearish times. So this means that our market isn't really going anywhere. Decentralized finance is only going to keep growing. It's still very, very small. People still don't understand what it is, and it's built for a bear market. So when prices aren't always going up, we won't always be in a bull market. You guys have to remember, from 2017 until 2020, what happened? Or from the end of 2017 until 2020, what happened? The price just went down. But with DeFi, even when the price is going down, you can still make yield, because people are still going to be trading. People will be shorting, people will still be longing, and there'll still be volume on the DEX to create yield. So it's not like we're not going to have a job in a bear market. Let me look at the chat. I haven't been looking.
Well, your best bet right now is just to buy Akita and hold, and wait for the liquidity mining to come into full force, right?
Yeah, the more Akita you have when the DEX is open, the more Akita you put into the liquidity pool on Avalanche, the more G Akita you will earn, and the more Polar Fox token you will earn. Here's a competitive advantage page. I put Polar Fox up against some of the other exchanges and show some of their strengths and weaknesses. I mean, this looks a little cliche that we have every single box checked, and Uniswap doesn't. But Uniswap has some flaws. Let's be honest. Price, Uniswap is definitely flawed. Performance, it takes about 15 years to get a transaction through on Uniswap. UX quality, it's pretty basic. Could be a little bit better. There's barely any additional features on Uniswap. I mean, you can look at the charts, but they're trash. Their equipment is good. Their servers are good, and they're always up, so their service is good. They're never down. Pangolin, same thing. The price and the performance are great, but the design is just is ripped from Uniswap. The UX quality, same problem. Additional features, same problem, except Pangolin actually has a cross-chain bridge. PancakeSwap, the design is great. It's friendly. It's intuitive. The price is good. The performance is good, but it's on a centralized server on the Binance Smart Chain. So that's never really going to work for a completely decentralized solution. So what PolarFox does is we're going to offer all of that, and we're going to focus on the things that we want to do better, such as the UX quality, the additional features. So the additional features being the launchpad, the ecosystem, the social network, and we will have the same equipment and service as everybody else does. So these two right here, we're going to focus on. UX quality, additional features. Price and performance are already built into Avalanche, so we don't have to worry about that at all. Risk analysis. First possible risk, human resources, is a medium risk. I listed it as. Possible solution, add to team. This is a risk because the scope of work. We might just get ourselves into trouble with the scope of work, being a 4-person team. We're already planning on adding to the team, and that's really the only solution to fix that. Second possible risk is the project schedule. So our timeline is pretty, we're talking August and into next year, but it could easily be extended out for unforeseen reasons. Problems pop up, so that would be the possible solution, just extend the timeline out. Third possible risk, company reputation. The risk is pretty low. We would only release finished products that have been audited. Getting customers to commit is a risk, but we can fix that by providing the best incentives and high APYs and providing pools that are not currently on Avalanche. So that's how we're going to get people. Technical risk. We'll hire some advisors in case we don't understand anything from a technical perspective. Operational risk. We would communicate with AVAX team directly if we had operational issues on the AVAX platform. Our financial planning, it looks like over the next year, we could possibly spend $10,000 on graphic design services alone. It's very expensive. We don't have an in-house graphic designer. I expect to spend at least $125,000 on development. Marketing will be at least $75,000 to $100,000. SEO optimization, if we want it to be done really well, will be $5,000, and then another $10,000 for additional internet advertising on Dex tools, Twitter, Instagram. There's a lot of things that we can do. True sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. And imagination is where this whole idea comes from. Without it, then nothing ever happens, right? We've been ideating in the community for over a month, and the Dex project is a result of hundreds of hours of research. If you build it, they will come. I truly believe that. If we build a better solution, people will come, and they'll join, they'll add liquidity, they'll want to be in on a new idea and a new project, and not only that, they're going to want to be in at the earliest level that they can. So if the Fox token is immediately trading for 2-3 cents, but all of the other DEX tokens in the world have done, let's see what Uniswap did. I think it did about a 50x. PancakeSwap also did ridiculous gains. Pangolin was a couple cents when it launched. I mean, people want to be in on these DEX tokens, guys. They're basically a guaranteed 50x. And here's a look at just the prototype again. It will look just like Uniswap interface to begin with, but like I said, a big thing will be we really want to change this. We want to be more similar to how Pancake Swap did. There's a very fun, easy to understand, easy to use user experience. And I like how they use. I like how they do that lottery too. That they have on
What you can
Pancake
what you can expect from us is regular deliveries and updates. The first version, like we don't want to release a product in 6 months that has everything. We're first going to release a basic version of the DEX that's going to be slightly better than the competition, but it will be very similar. We might actually, who knows, we might actually just start something that's exactly the same as the competition at the beginning. But we're not going to stop here. We're not going to stop here. That's just the beginning. And the more funding we get, as soon as we get enough funding, we'll hire more developers, and the one of us that are working part-time will switch to full-time. It will all go faster. And then we'll start implementing all the things that Renek is talking about. And the goal is indeed to have something that takes every competitor seems to do something well. And PancakeSwap does the UI very well. Pangolin does the Avalanche thing very well. And there are other competitors that all do their own thing well. Well, what we can do is just put all of those nice ideas in one thing and then add our own nice ideas to it. And just that will make us technically better.
Yeah,
and it makes it a really good bet, good investment right now.
and just the fact that we're going to have different pools than everything else on Avalanche will get people to use our decks, because if you go on Pangolin or Zero right now, I think you can trade between the main pairs. Their main problem is liquidity. So if we do get this IDO funding and half of the funding goes toward the liquidity pools, well, we get to choose whatever pools that we want to create on AVAX. So that will bring people to our decks. And if we can get half of this community over there, we'll already be one of the biggest dexes over there. So that's all we got to do really, is just get the community onboarded. But we can start the AMA part, I guess. Do you guys have any questions in chat about anything that we've gone over? You guys are going to have 9,000 questions after we close the AMA and Telegram, so that'll just all be new people coming in asking when Moon. Okay. What do I do for fun? I play League of Legends.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking of last night? I watched. It's funny. So Chainlink, Umbrella, and a few of the other bigger names, they have like esports teams, and I didn't know this. It's called Exceed. There's a Twitch group called Exceed, and each one of these. So Ocean Protocol has it. Chainlink, Umbrella. They have CS:GO teams, and I was thinking, well, what if we started like a League of Legends type team?
Come on, man, we have work.
No, but like it's great PR. Like think about how many people were watching these different teams go at it and just giving their brand awareness.
You're right.
And it's like, you could do something on Sundays maybe. Then you're building partnerships with other brands. I thought it was an awesome idea.
I dig that.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool to get into gaming.
Who is it? Chainlink versus Umbrella. Here it is. Look at this. Umbrella got wrecked.
no messing around here, and the first frag comes in for the big man.
We have to have a strong community team, though, if we're going to put something together like this. But the fact that all of these crypto startups come together and form, this 8-team league or whatever, and they're all coordinating with each other, it's just a great networking opportunity. And that was something that I seen last night. I have none of this formalized or anything. I just thought it was a great idea.
Is there any plans for extra exchanges for the Akita? Wow.
Yes, it will be on Polar Fox Exchange in about
Yes.
a month and a half, or to 2 months, hopefully.
Yes.
But if you
So
guys
can
are
we go
expecting
to
us to,
more?
yeah, if you guys are expecting Binance, Whitebit, Hotbit, Yo Mama's Bit, we're not getting on it because I think they charge about $15,000 to $20,000 to be listed on an exchange, just so that they can bot you down. No, thank you. Decentralized. So, in Akita, so all the time people are just wanting to buy small amounts.
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
whole point of Avalanche, man.
That's the whole point of Avalanche, man.
It's the whole point. The gas fees are very, very low.
We get it, man. The gas fees freaking suck on ETH. Everybody has to deal with it. It's definitely held our coin back. But there's not really anything that we can do about it. If we were to say, hey, we'll go spend $15,000 and get listed on Hotbit, okay, then it's like we're taking money out of our marketing, we're taking money out of our development just to have, another. It wouldn't even be bigger than Uniswap. It would be smaller than Uniswap. So we'd be paying something for maybe 10% of the volume that we have for free. It just doesn't really make much sense to get people to invest $50-$100. Hans or Tim, do you guys have anything before I close the stream out?
I guess we can.
I think for now I'm good.
Okay.
I think the front end development for the Fox design won't take too long. At the moment, I got a lot of time, so I'm investing a lot of time per week for this project, and that's not going to last long until you see a fresher design.
You talk about for the website?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I made this site, guys. It's not good, so don't judge it. I'm not really a web designer.
The content is there, so
Yeah, the content's there. What do y'all think about skydiving?
I never did
Shit,
it, but I really would like to.
Well, 3 of us are in Central Europe. I'm pretty sure Reddy can come and you can organize something.
Yeah,
Just
I
organize
would really like.
events. Yeah.
I would really like to open up a developer house in somewhere in Central Europe. That would be quite cool.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking though? We could start out while Akita is still in the process of. Let me know what you guys think of this while you guys are still on the stream. But what if we? This goes back to the esports thing. What if we created like a league of all the meme coins? So we'd have like Feg Token, the Shiba, Akita, Hoj, Wolfie, and we'll just see who's got the best League of Legends or Counter-Strike team out of all of them, and then we can do like a little, a fun, I don't know, little PR stream or something.
It's a great idea. It's good.
Meme, what would we call it? Meme League? Nick says he's got extensive esports background, so let me know if you need any. Awesome, man. That's awesome. I had never thought about using esports as like a tool to promote crypto, but I guess it is. No, not you, Clem. The community. This isn't for us. And yeah, we definitely don't have time to play. This is for the community. I wish I could.
Yeah.
I haven't played in a month, almost. But it's alright, because we're building. Wait, let me check chat one more time before I close it out. Any more questions, guys, before I close out the stream?
Not related to skydiving and CSGO.
Yeah, any questions about the project? Every way to promote is the way. That is true.
There is a 20-second delay, I guess.
Well, I really hope that you guys are as excited as we are. We've really been working our butts off on this, and there's still a lot of skeptical people who think that I'm the original contract owner and that I'm just doing this to rug pull. I've lost so much money on this project, it's not even funny. I don't know another way to make people believe in what we're doing. I think I've helped some people by being as transparent as possible, and I'll just continue to keep doing that. But that's really all I can do to show you guys that what we're really trying to do is authentic and genuine, and yeah. Any more YouTube videos, influencers, ideas to market Akita for now? We're gonna focus on marketing Polar Fox for now, because that's gonna be the moneymaker. Because Akita is essentially a meme coin with no use case, so we're gonna try to market the product that actually has a use case. And until Akita is officially Akita Network on AVAX, it will be taking a bit of a back burner. Although Akita holders should expect to see a pump, because you will have to hold Akita to get into the whitelist of the Fox presale.
Okay. Peter asks, when will you bring the next news every Sunday? So one thing from a developer perspective, development takes time. I mean, we could have news every Sunday, or at least under the form of a message, but it wouldn't really make sense. It wouldn't really be interesting for you, because development is slow, takes time.
Boring, very boring.
I don't think you want. Yeah, I don't think you want some.
It's work.
I don't think you want a video where you just hear me saying, "Okay, so I did things and they work, and that's nice." I mean,
it's a lot of swearing.
100%.
It's a lot of Googling. It's a lot of just
Yeah.
digging stuff up out of GitHub or finding stuff on forums. It's boring stuff, guys. You really.
Yeah. So you can definitely expect a lot, like as soon as something happens, you will know it. Just look in the Telegram chat once in a while, look at the pinned messages. You will see stuff.
But if you guys really want more live streams, I can come on and we can just discuss ideas about the project. I think mainly the community just wants to have a better way to be involved and have their voice heard. So I mean, if that's what it is, then sure, I'll open the stream up on Sundays and we can all get together and chit chat.
Yeah, not sure if I will have the time for that.
Yeah, well,
but,
you guys can join if you do. If not, then it's okay.
Yeah. If I will join maybe once every 2 times. I was asking my stupid questions because I wanted to see if you're all worth investing into. The project sounds
Basically,
great.
was a shit test.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
That's funny.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much.
We've all actually become really good friends in the past month, and I think that's I think it's really important that you find people who are like-minded in the world, and that was a hard thing for me. I was ideating for months about building something. I didn't know what it was, and all it took was to find a little motivation from other people that have the similar interests, and here we are.
And I like the trust. I like the trust there is in this relationship, this work relationship.
Yeah.
I really trust you guys, and it's quite amazing that I'm able to trust that much, even though it's just the beginning. This sadly, this crypto space is full of crooks and people. There, I mean, there are people who write bots that go on GitHub and try to find mnemonics. That happens. Yeah, there are people who do that. It's literally their job. That's how they make money. It just gives you an idea of how the people are.
Those are lazy people.
We also had a good experience with people from CoinGecko, right?
Yeah, great experience.
So, yeah, it's not ironic at all. Not at all. But yeah, I'm really glad that there is this trust in the team, because if there is good trust, good communication, we're honest, and we're all hardworking, we can only go forward. We can only go forward. Sure, we will hit walls and we will not go in the right direction all the time because, spoiler alert, we're not God. We will still move forward and do stuff. That's just how it works.
So to answer that, Tim, no, like we said earlier, you will basically get whitelisted for the Polar Fox IDO, and you will be able to liquidity mine Polar Fox and the Akita token further on once we are on Apex.
Yeah, we'll make
And
sure that
we need to hold it actually to be in there, because it will be on Unicrypt. So yes, you need to hold them to actually buy into it, and then you will able to basically burn them or liquidity mine them once we are on Apex for the Gardeners token and for Polar Fox.
What you may expect, like in the next weeks or something, will be like explanation videos. How are we going to do it? Or because I read a lot of questions still in the Akita chat, like how do I swap on Uniswap, or some problems, and I think we make sure that those questions are answered. And yeah, and once, from my perspective, once I can share news with you concerning designs and stuff, you're going to hear that soon too.
another
Will
thing.
it be a
Go ahead,
thread
Tim.
swap? Well, kinda. You will have to liquidity mine, or you at least you can liquidity mine the Polar Fox token and the Akita token, but you can still hold the Akita token itself and just trade it. But I think the real worth here, to really stress this point, is the Akita token has no functionality besides trading, because it's a real badly designed Doge fork, right? Doge fork. So yeah,
It's a fork. It's a clone of a clone. It's a clone of Shiba, which is a clone of Doge, which was a bad clone of Doge. It's just
With 50% of the with 50% of the liquidity that is owned by Vitalik. So if we really worked on Akita and it became something really big, well, maybe one day Vitalik will realize he has $5 million in his wallet sometimes and just dump it at some point. Great. We can't work with that token. It's a time bomb.
There's no way that we could all willingly put in that much time and effort into something that could potentially just be wiped away from us, and I think that's understandable, right?
Because if he dumps, or if something else happens, because we don't really know with this token, it's not just us that lose money. Actually, you're going to lose much more money than we will.
Yeah, it's actually for your protection as well.
I mean, I personally don't have much money in Akita. I thought it was fun. Like Doge, Shiba, Akita, just put $200 in each, and I wanted to see what would happen. And when I saw a message of Relic in the chat, and we got in contact and started working together. But I don't care. Like personally, if the token crashes, it doesn't affect me at all. But we're working hard so that if the token does crash, well, you won't be affected because you already have moved to some other platform, and
A
this
real
platform
project.
Yeah.
Are you going to put a vid up on putting it into pools? Yeah, we'll put up an onboarding video to get everybody over to AVAX first, and then I can make a video on how to enter a liquidity pool. It's very easy. The big thing here, guys, is just knowing that you're getting into something legitimate at the ground level because you were into Akita. Just because we don't have the ability to do anything functionally with Akita doesn't mean that we don't have the ability to do anything as a community. And that's really what this comes down to. That's what this whole last month has been about, is figuring the best way to go about doing all this, and this is our result of that. So I hope you guys really like it and really support us. 1 second, I'm gonna take a phone call. If you guys want to continue talking, I'll shut it down in a little bit.
Okay, so any other questions? Okay, I think we did not answer the question of team. So if you need to pay for Polofox in the pre-sale, does that make the money we have spent on Akita worthless? Or would it be a straight swap at no extra cost? Okay, so this is more of a Lex part, but the idea is Akita gives you access to the Polofox pre-sale. That's the first thing. And you do need Akita anyway for the governance token to mine it. So no, it will not be worthless. That's the answer. Well, it will be worthless if you don't do anything with it. If you just leave it in Akita and wait a year, yeah. But if you do invest in something, okay, anything else? Yeah, I'm glad to read that there is a lot of positive feedback and that you think this is a good team. I do think this as well. I like the honesty of everyone. And I really hope that we will go where we want to go, which is do something nicer than Akita, what Akita is right now. And I truly believe that we will make a profit out of it. You will make a profit out of it. Everybody wins. And yeah, and this will be just a start. And when the start is really going, we basically will start adding new features, more new features, hire more developers, more funding. This is a long-term thing. So can we buy it? You will receive notifications in the chat on the Telegram. You can't buy it now because we need to develop it. It takes time. It takes time. If you wanted me to give you a rough estimate, we can't give really good estimates, but at least you want to know if it's a week or 2 years. Expect it's a matter of months, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3. If 3 months, if it's for really unlucky. But I think we should have a version 1 of the DEX somewhere in that kind of time frame. Can we buy it on this other side?
Well, yeah, you will be able to buy it on AVAX because, well,
yes,
it's the bridge to Ethereum. So this will be its own chain. But the advantage is it will be almost basically without any fees, like 10 pennies or something.
Yeah, this is my retirement token.
hopefully, yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, hopefully.
Yes, you don't have.
You're breaking.
Yeah, Tim?
Tim just lost connection.
Yeah. So, Joseph, do not worry. Everything will be explained in due time. Just like you can wait at least 2 weeks. I don't believe that we'll have ready something ready in just 2 weeks. This is too optimistic.
Yeah, we will throw out explanation videos for every single concern so that we make sure that everybody understands it at his level or her level of knowledge, so that everyone has a fair chance to do the steps right.
Yes. So don't worry, we're not guys who are just trying to dump on you. We're actually trying to build something. The fact that there is this community is really going to give a boost to Polofox. So from our point of view, our interest, it's really great as well. From your point of view, you're able to join Polofox first. We actually make it so that you can't actually buy Polofox in the pre-sale. You can't if you don't own Akita. So that's a big gift that we're giving to you right here. Because if the Polofox actually does 10x, 50x, well, you'll be the first people who have bought it, and you'll definitely make a lot of money from that. So it's a good bet. It's a good bet. Now we can't promise anything, and we can't say that yes, it is going to the moon. Yes, it's going to do 10x. Who knows? Who knows? Some things just sometimes don't work, and that's how it is. We are, however, going to try, and we're really going to try hard, and we're going to try as hard as it is possible to try. And if that doesn't work, it doesn't. But I strongly believe that it will work. And
I do too.
So
it's about like giving the power back to the community, because the community without a use case isn't very sustainable. It's kind of okay. We all hope it's going to x up, but market has its own rules, and if you build a use case on it and you convince the people that they really can interact with it, yeah, that's a brighter future than just a meme token, right?
okay, I think we are at the point where we can let Relic wrap this up. We're just going to wait for him. Yeah, I'm glad we talked about everything. I think we gave you quite a clear presentation of what it is that we want to do. And I think it's also clear that if anything is unclear, no pun intended, you can talk to us and we will do our best to explain it. This is a win-win project. Just please understand that it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time because, I mean, no matter how much you work, development takes time. I know marketing is difficult as well. So yeah, when can we buy this? That's the good question. That's the great question. As soon as possible. I'm going to work like a madman, and the others as well, to make sure that it's going to be available as soon as possible. Okay.
See, Joseph, it's like he's the only dev at the moment, so I'm more into front end, but writing code, I mean, Tim and me, we're going to be like digging into blockchain programming, but to learn stuff and to execute stuff are two different things. So we definitely need help for Clem, and that's going to be our main goal to get him the support he needs to build it as much quickly as much as possible.
So it doesn't matter how much Akita you own. Wrong. It does matter. It doesn't matter how much Akita you own for when it comes to accessing the pre-sale. As soon as you own Akita, it whitelists you to access the pre-sale. But your Akita, you're going to be able to transfer it to the governance token. Yes, any amounts of Akita gets you in the pre-sale. Or at least that's how it is for now. If people want to change it, surely you will know, but I don't think it will change. So the amount of Akita is not useful for the pre-sale, it's useful for this conversion to the governance token.
I think the exact ratio isn't defined yet, but I don't think we're going to cap it. There was never a discussion in our team like to cap cap the amount or to have a minimum amount of Akita you need to swap. So
And it's not the goal anyway. The goal is to reward the community and to make you go first. And it doesn't even make sense, because you would think, okay, but this guy next to me, he can just buy $1 of Akita and he would have access to the pre-sale. Yes, but he has to pay $200 gas fees to get his $1. So anyway, you can't just pay $1. It's actually,
yeah, we are still on Ethereum chain, and who knows when all the updates from Ethereum break through, you know.
oh, sorry, I didn't see the question from Tom. Okay, good. Guys, will my 340 billion will be worth as much? If I pay $3,000 on Akita, when I will merge to Polar, will they still be worth $3,000, or will it have a price impact? Okay, so from what I understood, because it's not me who defined this, I'm just trying to get the text going. You put the money on this mining system that will mine the governance token. It will, the more Akita you put into it, the faster you will get the governance token. So the fact that you have $3,000 is going to be basically making you go faster than the people who have just 300, let's say. In the end, you'll have 10 times more governance token. Then what we do with the governance token, I don't know. Well, it's a governance token, so there will be some democracy of it there. But it doesn't have any impact on the Polar pre-sale. Whether you have 3,300 or 300,000 doesn't change anything.
Sooner than expected, yeah, that may be correct, but it's not there yet, right? So we are dealing with the issues of the high fees and all. So we needed to find a solution where everyone, not only the whales or not only those with big money bags, have the opportunity to participate. So until it's not there, yeah, choose the best option, right?
When is the pre-sale going to begin? Soon after the creation of the DEX. It will be the second step. First step is DEX creation. Well, first step. There's actually a lot of steps before the first step, but they're all done. And now we're calling it the first step. First step from now is getting that DEX ready. Then we have the pre-sale. And after that, we can start having fun with the Akita governance token, because we want to get it done as fast as possible. It just doesn't make sense to do it before the Polyfox, because you wouldn't have a use case for the token. You will have no way of buying it and selling it. Then you will have a use case on Polyfox. So when is it going to begin? A few weeks after the DEX is on.
Peter asks, there should be a fixed ratio between Akita and Polarfox. Otherwise, it makes no sense to invest more in Akita. Sure. The question to that was answered by Relic a bit earlier, but I think the ratio isn't like set in stone.
No, there shouldn't be any conversion possible between Akita and Polyfox. That's the thing, right? We don't want to import Akita's problems in Polyfox. Let me explain. Akita has two major problems. First problem is the fact that 50% of the supply is owned by Vitalik. That's already just by itself a fatal problem. Okay, you can't have a token where 50% is owned by one person and that person can drop at any moment and you have no idea. So just that is already a fatal problem. And having a fixed ratio between Akita and Polofox, just from this, not possible. Second problem, the original devs own a lot of supply as well. We have no idea what they're going to do with it. Second fatal problem. Okay, so there is no reason to keep using Akita long term. What we need to do is to secure the community's fundings. So right now, your money could dump at any moment. We don't know why. But if we move to Polofox, you're going to, and if you move to not even Polofox, but Akita, the governance token, you will be able to have your money safe. The price will not just go down at any moment because the Vitalik will not be able to sell half of the supply at any moment, and the original devs will also not be able to completely dump the thing. Because that's what they did, right? They did it one time. Why would they not do it a second time? So what now? We're trying to do our best, and we're going to make something. So there should not be a fixed ratio between Akita and Polofox, because yes, maybe that would make a sense for Akita, but it would break Polofox. So it doesn't matter how much Akita we bought, then we still have to buy in percent. Okay.
I'm back.
I think it's not clear. So there are two use cases. Like there are two things that you can do, that you will be able to do from your Akita. The first thing is you get access to the preset. That's not related to the amount of Akita you own. It's just related to, do you have Akita? Yes or no. But if you have more Akita, you're going to have a benefit in the governance token, because the speed of the mining, the amount of the governance token you will receive, it will depend on how much Akita you put in there.
True. Exactly.
So that's how it is. And so no, there is no direct connection from Akita to Polofox. Polofox will be an interface. It's a currency, but it will also be a DEX on which you will be able to manage Akita. Hope I didn't say anything wrong there. Listening.
Sorry, what did you say? It will be you said Polofox will be a DEX that will. It's all going to be part of one big ecosystem, guys. So don't think of Polofox versus Akita. There's no versus. It's going to be Akita network, not Akita token. Now the meme useless token. I'm talking Akita network. Akita will be part of the Polofox ecosystem, which will be built around the DEX. And people that own Akita will just have more access to earning Polofox earlier than the rest of the world. That's as simple as I can put it.
Okay, I think we should take one last question and then wrap up. Which probably
okay.
I think so. There's one last question about the ratio from Akita to Akita. I think you guys are more suited to answer this than I am.
Yeah, so there's going to be a very low supply of Akita tokens. So it will probably be in the range of about 100 billion. Let's say that we do 20 to 30 days of liquidity mining. If you liquidity mine with 100 billion tokens over the full duration, you should expect to receive about 1,000 Akita tokens. Somewhere along those lines. Those are rough numbers, but there will be a very small supply of Akita.
Okay. I think we answered most questions.
All right, guys. I'm going to close the stream down. We've been here for about an hour and 40 minutes, so I hope that we were able to answer most of your questions. I'm sorry I did have to take a phone call there for a minute, so I did miss some stuff. But if you didn't get everything, the live stream will be up. And any other questions, we'll be happy to answer them for you in the chat. Or make sure you guys join the Polofox Telegram group. Make sure you follow on Twitter. Make sure you follow Polar Fox YouTube. Hop on our Medium. Read all the content that we have, and we'll be putting out more as the weeks go by. All right?
Yeah. Yeah. Wishing you all a nice evening or a nice afternoon, nice morning, wherever you're from. Yeah, and have a good night.
All right, guys.
See
I'll
ya.
talk to you soon. Bye.